Hey there, I'm Nithipath,
And I'm Jim.
and today we will be discussing the two paths the Buddha could have taken to find enlightenment, the middle path or the extreme path, and try to find which one is better for obtaining enlightenment.
Well, the context to all this is since the Buddha was shielded from all suffering of life ever since he was young, when he had to confront reality, it impacted him especially hard. This became a motivating factor for him to leave his old life behind and try to find an answer to all of his pain, a journey which would eventually lead him to discovering the middle path.
Right, so first let's break down what are some of the core components of the teachings of each path.
First, let us discuss the extreme path and their beliefs. The true extreme path that people have taken to try to understand the nature of life are hedonism and asceticism, or more simply put, self-indulgence or self-mortification.
Yeah, so hedonism is the philosophy that one can attain true understanding of life through one's indulgence in all of the pleasures of life, whereas asceticism believes that enlightenment can only come from the deprivation of superficial pleasures and to lead a life of strict adherence to rituals and acts of self-mortification.
Now, you see, the problem with the extreme path is that, as stated, the extreme path focuses on either all the worldly pleasures or none of the worldly pleasures. That creates two problems. First, by endorsing in all the pleasure in an attempt to understand the world or become enlightened, you cannot really focus on enlightenment, but instead only on the endorsement of the pleasure. And secondly, if you deprive yourself from everything, you will die before you reach enlightenment, like Buddha almost did. That and your physical condition, when as it degrades, so does your mental condition, which will impede your journey to enlightenment.
Exactly. Neither of the paths are truly focused on actually attaining an understanding of how the world works and why. They are simply focused on the superficial actions one takes. As an example, the initial group of ascetic monks the Buddha joined eventually left him after he broke their strict rituals and practices, rather than celebrate that he found enlightenment. They are more concerned about having people be controlled, either to be controlled by their impulsive instincts and emotions, or by a group of people who will work together to make sure that no one breaks any vows.
Now, our beliefs. Now we may have made some statement against the extreme path, but now we can speak about why the middle path is the ideal path.
It's important to note that before the Buddha came to discovering the middle path, the Buddha has actually experienced both of the extreme paths, the path of self-indulgence during his time in the palace and self-mortification during his time with the ascetic monks. Neither of these paths have actually provided him any satisfactory answer, much less brought him to enlightenment. The hedonism in the palace only brought him emptiness and superficial attachments, and the asceticism only brought the unnecessary suffering that he was trying to avoid in the first place. The middle path offers a more balanced perspective. It allows for free thinking, since the notion that no extreme is ever the correct answer leads to more open-mindedness and more efficient thinking and understanding.
Now, you also get to live without being detached from reality. And additionally, by following the middle path, you get to see the world for what it really is, which makes you understand its fundamentals, which in turn, by understanding the fundamentals of the world, will allow you to become enlightened.
Right. So, in conclusion, choosing the middle path was the best option for the Buddha, as it allowed for him to view and understand the world much better without any biases, which led him to enlightenment. Also, the choosing of the middle path is also a good general rule of thumb for us all, as the correct answer is never completely an absolute or an extreme, but rather somewhere in the middle. Thank you.